Hello everyone, my name is Alian Lightwala and today we are with another amazing and special guest. His name is Alvaro and in this interview we know about him, his work and what he do. So without wasting our time starting our interview. Hello sir, how are you?
Hi, Alan. How are you? Nice to be here with you.
I am also fine, thank you so much. So first of all, I am very thankful to you for giving me your precious time.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope it is somehow useful for you and all the people who will see this recording.
Yes. So before moving on a question, can you please introduce yourself?
Okay. Yes, I am Alvaro Carrizosa. I am an industrial engineer. I have a PhD in complexity theory and system thinking. I am a father. I have three kids. The oldest one is starting the university right now, and I live in Bogota, Colombia, South America. And I'm pleased to be here with you.
Okay. So my first question in your screen, could you please provide an overview of your background and career journey up to this point?
As I just mentioned, I am an industrial engineer. I did also later on in my career a specialization in finance, also in business project management, and I finished my studies with the PhD in system thinking. And later on, I did work in a bank, in one of the biggest bank of Colombia, and I reached to be the financial director of the bank. And nowadays, I am working for a non-profit organization, which is providing um, education for people in software and TI, but also doing some of the acceleration process of the startups here in Colombia.
Okay. So my next question in your screen, what motivated you to pursue your studies at the University of the Andes in Colombia?
I think motivation is a very good question because at the end of the day, when you are thinking about a career and new opportunities for the future, one of the ways to go forward is actually to go to university and study, and and to decide which university to go to is a very important factor. It's not only what you study, but also where do you do it. Because to me, one of the things is how good is the university, what is the quality of education that you will receive, but also the networking that you can have out of that university. And in my country, La Universidad de los Andes, Andes University is very regarded as one of the best, and that's why I choose that university. I'm not pleased about the decision that I took a long time ago. Mhm.
Okay. So, can you share some of the most valuable lesson or experience you gained during your time at the university, the NS?
Um, it's, I think university and the career that you decide to study will give you some of the sort of they will give you some lessons and a way of thinking that will help you approach certain particular problems. So one of the questions that you must have to be thinking once you choose a career is what sort of problems would you like to resolve? Which kind of problems would you like to approach? and then the university will give you some of the tools and a way of thinking that will allow you to approach those problems. And um, and uh, and also, the other thing that the university usually will give you is the discipline. Not only the tools, but also is more of habits that you will create, so that once you are in the real world approaching solutions and doing things, then you have the discipline and the way by which you approach those problems. Mhm.
Okay, amazing. So my next question in your screen, how has your education influenced your professional and personal development?
I think my education, the career that I chose, once again, is very broad. It's not something that is, even though it's industrial engineering that may be somehow specific, in reality it's quite big because any industry has many different aspects. So at the end of the day, you can choose many areas of the industry in which to go deep into. And um, and um, at the end, what makes the decision or the way by which you approach those the career and what you learn is actually um, it- it's actually a way of, I mean, again, thinking, approaching problems, doing things. And I don't know if I answered the question. I forgot what was the question at the beginning, but anyway. Mhm.
Okay, great. So my next question in your screen, what are your current roles or responsibilities in your professional life?
My responsibilities. Today, I have quite a big responsibility. We are approaching a big idea, which is to create or to help to create smart cities in Latin America. And when I think of smart cities, is how can we use data and information systems uh, that will enhance the people who live in the cities and will have better communication and participation in decision making of the city. So right now I am looking at different startups that will help to provide solutions for this problem. And at the end of the day, I would like to contribute um, in helping cities like Bogota in Colombia that has many different issues and problems like traffic, um, uh, pollution, some inequality in terms of social uh, distribution of wealth, and so that we may help to create an ecosystem in which we can, by using technology, improve the different problems that we are facing right now. Mhm.
Okay, amazing. So my next question in your screen, Bogota is a vibrant city with a unique culture. How has living in Bogota shaped your perspective and aspiration?
Bogota has shaped a lot of in terms of what I am. Actually, at the end of the day, what we are is very much related to a culture, a way in which, a place in which we have been living, and clearly, as I just mentioned before, my uh, my whole life and my purpose right now is actually very much related to a city which I love, the people that I love, and I would like to just to be part of this solution making process that is taking place right now in Colombia. Mhm.
Okay, so could you describe some of the notable project or achievement you have been a part of throughout your career?
Some of the achievements apart from my career. I think when I think about a career, if I think about just in terms of this industrial engineer as a career, actually what I am doing right now is to some extent much more than the than the career itself. Um, I am applying knowledge and thinking that is a bit broader than just the system, the engineering background that I have. Um, in order to approach these complex problems and issues that we are facing right now, we may require many different ways of in bringing people together to solve those problems. Actually, at the end of the day, nobody can do it. It's something that is much more of a cultural issue. It's much more of bringing all these people in tune towards a vision of a better future for all. Mhm.
Okay, great. So, are there any specific mentor or individual who have greatly influenced your journey? How so?
I think one of the, I mean, clearly, in my case, my family has influenced me a lot. My father, his way of thinking, and and, and his ethical approach towards society, I think it has made me a mark. But also, um, I can think of some teachers that I have had, and they have also have a great influence in what I am right now. And I highly appreciate them because they have a beautiful vocation of, of trying not only to give the students um, tools to approach problems, but also they are trying to give you some sense of purpose in your lives. And I really highly appreciate those teachers who were not only giving me tools, but also helping me to think about myself, others, and trying to make sense of why we are here in this world and how we can make a difference in what we do.
Great. So, my next question in your screen: in your opinion, what are the key challenges and opportunity in the industry field you are involved in?
I think we are right now facing a huge transformation, a really big transformation. Um, when you think about the history of humanity, in humanity, there have been some revolutions. The latest revolution that we have had is the Industrial Revolution, which was almost 200 years ago with all the steam engines and these sort of things. And we are right now facing a new revolution. There is not only a time in which things are changing, but also is the whole change in epoch in the way by which we are doing things. And there are many factors or many things that are happening right now that make this big jump be possible. in terms of energy transformation, in terms of transport efficiency, in terms of all these transformation because of the use every more often the use of artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, also all the robotics that are taking place will make a huge transformation of what we are right now seeing and being able to do it. And I am also very optimistic about the future. I think we have the tools and the new opportunities to do certain things that are much more human and much more related to what we really are as humans, not as a machine of people who just do things, but that will allow us to relate better one another, how to improve the environment, but also the social issues that we are facing right now. So I'm very optimistic about the future.
Okay, so how do you stay updated with the latest trends and development in your industry?
I do read a lot. I will encourage all of you to read and being in touch with. I mean, there are nowadays many sources that will allow you to be more in tune with what is happening. Um, but I will say, just don't forget from where you come from and the history, and because somehow what we are as humans, we even though we have all these technological advantages right now, we are facing the same sort of issues as people, as human beings. And I think we may need to learn from history, and that's also important to 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 get into and to just keep learning more about your culture, why we are in the situation in which we are, because that will help us to move forward.
Okay, great. So my next question in your screen, can you share a particular challenging situation you have incurred professionally and how you overcame it?
One of the most difficult situations that I have faced is the situation in which certain people who work for me are not um, are not needed anymore. So when you need to declare some people redundant and think about, I mean, to give them new opportunities somewhere else, this is a really difficult situation for me. And usually or always, I try to be very transparent and to be very open and just to explain what is the situation and why this person is being declared redundant. And and I will help them finding a new job and something that is more uh, that will fit better with the sort of um, strength that this person may have at any particular moment. But this is, to me, this is a really big issue because usually people are not on their own. Usually they come with a family behind, and just having to face this situation of unemployment is a really big issue and a huge difficulty for all the families. So usually it's a difficult decision. It's also a huge responsibility from the point of view of the management and um, and 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 yeah, as just being transparent, being honest in terms of why this is happening, and opening new doors for this person. That's the way forward. Mhm.
Okay, so what role does innovation play in your work, and how do you foster a culture of innovation?
I will say that innovation, of course, is very important, but I will go one step before innovation. And eh, innovation starts with inquiry, with research, with this way by which you approach life more like an like a just expecting things. And my invitation to all young people is not think about innovation, but actually being much more uh, inclined towards finding new ways of thinking in a new way, um, being more in an attitude towards discovering things that are happening in the world, and not not swallow things just because they have been that way, but being much more proactive in towards thinking in new ways, and make things happen new. Then, if you assume or if you have this attitude towards research, just observing things in a different manner, then innovation may happen.
Okay, great. So my next question in your screen: are there any initiative or project you are currently working on that you are particularly excited about?
Yes, I am very excited about creating a smart city fund, which will give some money to startups that will help to create this smart city concept that I just mentioned before.
Okay, so how do you approach problem solving and decision making in your role?
I will say that probably what is more important in any decision making process and also problem solving is that we tend to be very biased according to our own worldview of the problem. So we tend to think that we may have all the answers. And my invitation to you all is try to think out of the box, to see the problem situation from different perspectives, try to approach it in a different way, and before actually doing anything, it's more important to have a better diagnosis of this of the problem or situation, and before actually intervening. And usually, if you are able to step out of the whole process in which you are in and try to observe the situation, and take different views and perspectives from that problem, then you may end up with a much better solution or improvement of the situation than just acting uh, out of the blue in that situation, because this initial approach is quite often the the same situation by which the problem was created in the first place. So you may have to step out and try to look from a different perspective and different point of view the situation.
Okay, great. So my last question was in your screen. What are your long term goals or aspiration for your career and personal life?
My long term goal and my aspiration is actually to create this smart city fund. And I would love to be part of it, to be able to contribute to my society and all the Latin American society, bringing new money from Europe and other parts, and help those startups to improve the situation in which we are in.
Okay, great. So I am again thankful to you, Alvaro, for giving me your precious time. You teach a lot of things in this short time period. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye bye. Thank you, Alan.